everybody. Welcome to NewWayStories, the hard-hitting podcast that talks about superheroes that join law enforcement. Did you ever watch the terrible A&E show where Steven Seagal is like a part of the Louisiana police?
I didn't, but I was arrested by Steven Seagal.
It's a bad show. It was not a good show. When A&E cancels you after a season or two, you know it's bad.
Have you seen? Now, I don't know Steven Seagal personally yet, but
we're not giving up.
I have requested that our plots in heaven be near each other. But so I don't know him, but pretty much everybody that he's ever worked with is like, yeah, he's the worst person alive.
Yeah. The reason that that 80s run of movies, Hard to Kill, the other ones, I forget, Marked for Death, Hard to Kill, Marked for Death, Above the Law,
Submarine Voyage.
Darius, don't disrespect Under Siege.
Under Siege, that's it.
They're like, man, these all look really realistic because he's just straight up punching stuntmen in the face. Like, he's breaking stuntmen's nose. He's like, well, Sagasta doing business with me. Like, you want to make a great movie, you got to get punched in the face, except me.
Except me.
The hero never gets punched.
My knuckles are always sore. That's a cross I bear.
It's a cross I bear.
Your Steven Seagal impression is, whether it's like hyper accurate or not, is my new favorite impression. And I'm not like being sarcastic. I'm not being ironic. That's really, we need to do more of that.
Unfortunately, the later we get into the years, the less and less people who know who Steven Seagal sounds like.
Yeah, who cares? Who cares?
I love it.
I also wanted to say we should really tighten up our intros. This was just great what we just did. But our recent episode on YouTube got like 35 views, which is crazy. Usually we get like 10.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
And it mostly drop off at the first 5 minutes.
There you go. This is good. No, not good.
Nope.
All right. Well,
Sorry.
today we're not talking about Steven Seagal.
Mm-hmm.
No.
Unless you want.
Although
maybe
he's one of the worst performances in action movie history, behind Ewan McGregor in the prequel trilogy for Star Wars.
We have had a knockdown drag out.
I am Zen Ben
fight
this week.
Via group text about Ewan McGregor's performance. I will have this. Okay. Today we're talking
Could
about.
Someone pass me the salt. I'm very thirsty.
Today we're talking about.
You remember that part in episode 2? I'm
you're
so
doing,
thirsty.
You're
I
doing
have
Stewie.
nothing to drink. Oh, it's definitely killing me. Oh, Anakin, pass me the salt. If you haven't seen it, it's at least in the outtakes. It's him being dead serious, but it's blooper material. Belly laughing that it's like such bad performing.
I am Zen Ben. I am Zen Ben.
Ben believes that Ewan McGregor, the way he has backpedaled is that Ewan McGregor is the best performance
I am Zen Ben.
in the prequels,
I am Zen Ben.
where he presented it pretty much that he was a good performance. Now, here's whether that's true or not. I'm going to just tell you something. Like I said, we're going to talk about Community today and how to build deep community, not just surface level community. Okay.
Yeah.
We're going to talk about that. But first, I want to just tell you, I looked up Ebert, his R.I.P. looked up his reviews on the prequels because I was very curious. 1 and 3 got pretty high praise from him.
That's nice.
He was like, listen,
Phantom Menace was good.
These things are spectacles. I'm not expecting more. Like, they're spectacles, and they did what they are supposed to do. And the story arc and everything, he was like, these are actually good. Now, he was like, the reading, one thing's true. Episode 2, he's like, one thing's true that we know. George Lucas cannot write a love scene. It is out of his. He goes, you're just having two characters say things that you've heard a million times. There's no deep connection there. There's nothing unique. And he goes, wait a second. I don't like sand. It's coarse. Not like you're soft. He goes, I hadn't heard that before. Which is funny. But he goes, and I think this is an interesting point. He goes, all of the line
I
readings,
don't like sand.
all of the line
That's Ewan
readings
McGregor's
are
Zen Ben.
flat and like terrible.
Mhm.
And he goes, what do you expect when the actors, they're all standing in front of blue screens, which is 98% of what this movie was.
Mhm.
And I think it's interesting because this is really the first era. They're the first like actors that are trying to act on a blue screen, right? Like the original, you at least are on sets. You're at least like doing something.
Mm-hmm. They created a set for you at
And
least.
now it's normal to go
Yeah.
and you're just on the
God
screen.
forbid we ask these actors to use their imaginations.
Right. Exactly.
I just
However,
because Ewan McGregor's famous for saying off camera in episode 3, I just can't act under these conditions. I'm so sorry.
He slams
I
the
just
script down.
can't act, Anakin.
that was so.
I am angry. I am blood-curdling angry, Anakin.
That was
That's
Ebert's.
word for word what he says.
Ebert's point was like a space station is blowing up, and you've got this flat monotone reading that like these actors could not care less. Anyway, I thought it was an interesting point though that your first go round of actors
Yeah.
not knowing how to like, to your point, not knowing how to access like memories from, or
Yeah.
being able to use their aesthetics
Yeah.
or whatever to like kind of tap into that.
I wonder if
yeah.
they even
I
gave
thought it was interesting.
because you said use your imagination, but I wonder if they like described it. Okay, Ewan, Hayden, this is where you're at.
I mean, George,
Or was it like
it's
a
gotta be that you're on a space station. There's cars flying over. George has got to do that. That's like bare minimum direction, right?
There was at least one time where they said, Ewan, imagine that there's something funny, but it's not actually funny. And he's in the elevator and he goes,
Yo,
and he
cut.
doesn't
That's
move
a
his
wrap.
mouth.
I am
We
Zen,
got
Yep,
it.
exactly what we wanted from you.
I am Zen Ben.
All right. So that's just if you want to get into an argument with other people. I asked, okay, so bringing up the prequels is a good conversation topic, and this actually works into what we're talking about today.
Okay.
Because I think that
I did that on purpose.
I think there's surface level community where you make a connection and you have like an immediate spark based on similar interests, right?
Mhm.
And I think
Mhm.
prequel, postquel, other
sequel.
quels,
That's what they call 'em.
is it sequels? Is that what it is?
The sequel, prequels, originals, and
Yeah.
And the
Don't,
threequel.
don't try to high horse me here, Ben. And I don't mean that as a euphemism. I asked my barista, I was like, what do you think of the prequels? I was like, I'm in a heated debate right now. And he was like, you're going to hate me, man. I've never seen the prequels. And I was like, what? Like, you and I are essentially the same age. He's 2 years younger than me. I was like,
Yeah.
that's not like an acceptable
Mhm.
like answer. And he's like,
He said Ewan's performance is just a little distracting.
well, he goes, yeah, I like the
I
one,
am Zen
he
Ben.
goes, the one with like the pod racing and all that. Like I watched those a lot as a kid. And I go, so you have seen the prequels. Like those are the prequels, the ones that were coming out when we were kids. And he was like, oh, really? Like, oh, okay. I haven't seen the original ones. I was like,
that's worse.
yeah,
Zen Ben.
that is worse. It is worse. I go, one, now, and I was like, we're talking about the acting, but now I don't respect your opinion at all. Like I don't like, anyway, but generally,
well, I wouldn't say that there's a lot of phenomenal acting.
I'm not saying no. I'm not
this
saying that there's
original
good
Star Wars.
acting. I'm saying not seeing the originals is a
Yeah,
check box in the wrong category, and also thinking that the prequels are the original trilogy. Also, I just have a hard time, taking you seriously after that in any topic.
It is interesting. He must just really not care about the overall like story arc.
He doesn't
which
care
is
about
fine.
Star Wars all that much, which is
Yeah.
also a foreign concept to me.
It's
But-
probably kind of probably a sign that he actually does care about. Maybe he's into like more serious film.
Yeah, I mean, well, him and I watched. We
not
talk about
children's
like
films like us.
horror stuff, but anyway, that's besides the point. I think that when you bring up
Behind
the
the point.
prequels, behind the point, when you bring up the prequels, you bring up Star Wars. Generally, you can find somebody that like shares your opinion, right?
Yeah.
And you go, and there's like that immediate connection. We talk about this with like references, right? You make a reference and somebody knows what you're talking about. It's like a low level inside joke that you
Right.
go, you and me were part of something.
A foot in the door.
So I heard somebody describe the Mariners game over the weekend, and someone hit a home run, and they like ended.
That's a first.
Ben, the Mariners are actually of the more home run hitting. It doesn't matter. We were down by a run
because the big dumper
in the bottom of the ninth. Nice using Cal Raleigh. We're in the bottom of the ninth. He hits a 2-run home run. We win. Right. It's an exciting moment to be down 1 run, thinking you're going to lose, and then you hit a 2-run home run and you win in the bottom of the ninth. It's an exciting thing.
That is really exciting.
And the newscaster or the radio guy was like, I was in the building. You have people cheering. You're excited together. You all have this like hope and belief that this team is going to do something. And then he goes, it's like we experienced community in that moment. And I thought, that is true. Like it is like a communal experience. We talk about it with the movie theater all the time. It's like it's a communal experience to feel this thing together,
to share something.
But then it got me thinking. Beyond, I listened to a Rick Moranis interview a few years ago.
Wow.
And they were asking him if he like stays in contact with like all of the guys like from like his comedy and movie days, because Rick Moranis just really hasn't made a ton of movies. And outside of Dave Thomas, who was like his one like real good friend in that, he's like, when you don't have that one thing in common, you kind of fall out. He's like, I used to play squash with this guy, played it with him every year for like 10 years. And then I think his wife got cancer or something. So they just like hadn't played, like the guy stopped playing squash. And he like ran into him at the grocery store. He's like, oh my gosh, like I haven't seen you for like 4 months. We should get together, like have lunch or something. He's like, but it just never happened. Like you take squash out of it, and then all of a sudden that relationship isn't there.
Yeah.
And I think that happens a whole bunch. I see it in my life a lot, that I have a lot of friends that are based on an interest or two. I have a lot of guys that I see almost every week because I golf with them, but I haven't golfed in 3 weeks. I haven't talked with him in 3 weeks. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
So I guess I wanted to kind of talk about this, like kind of it's not faux community, because I think that there is something genuine in it, but I think how do you take it to the next level? How often should you take it to the next level?
Yeah, because you can't do that with everyone.
Right. Yeah. It's like exhausting to do that.
You want to get married to one person.
Yeah, absolutely. And yeah, so there's like a hierarchy. I remember in Chicago, my friends are always like, Kate worked crazy hours, and so when she was at the hospital, I was like, I'm free game pretty much for the first 12 hours of the day, right? Like, from 6 a.m. to 6 p.m., like, we can do anything and everything that you want. And then, like, post 6 p.m. when she got home, I pretty much was never available. Yeah. And so it was like, they're like, Jesse, why do you never hang out with us, like, on a Friday night? Yeah. I'm like, well, because Kate is home, and I've, like, decided, especially during this, like, residency time, that, like, I'm going to be dedicated to that. And they're like, you can take a few nights off from them, like you can hang out. I was like, yeah, I can, but like I didn't marry you guys. Like I married her.
Yeah. That's a unique season, obviously. You're like, yeah, well, my wife is sometimes sleeping at the hospital. She's sometimes working 90 hours a week.
Yeah.
So every hour that she's available and not sleeping.
The like 3 hours of the day that was like kind of overlapping. I was like, let's be dedicated to this.
I mean, that's really not that much time. Yeah.
Right.
So that's not every season. You want to have good friendships.
Do you guys speaking of friendships, because I do think that like marriage is its own thing, right? And if you're talking about communing with somebody, marriage should be the ultimate thing. You made a commitment to that
the
person.
Ultimate commuter.
The ultimate that's the new superhero movie that we're putting together.
It's
so friendships.
Liam Neeson as an Irish Catholic priest. You shouldn't have eaten those wafers without my permission.
He like slams it on their tongue and it like rips their jaw out.
Are you guys gonna go
Um,
watch the new Naked Gun?
Sorry,
I
this
won't
hasn't
watch
been
it.
blessed yet.
I won't watch it in theaters, but I'll probably watch it.
When it comes out?
Yeah,
Well,
as
I
long as
definitely
it's-
will watch it. Yeah,
As long as it's not like, as long as there's no nudity in it,
I was
I'm
gonna say
gonna
it's
watch
just
it.
PG-13.
Mhm.
Dude, I want to. Yeah,
Yeah.
I want to watch it real bad. It did great in the theater as a comedy
Yeah.
Really.
for
I mean,
2025.
the manslaughter joke. You know,
from the
he's
trailer.
yeah, is so funny. He's like, you got 11 years for man's laughter. He goes, you mean manslaughter? Must have been a hell of a joke. It's so
That's-
stupid, but like
Well,
very much in essence of the Naked Gun.
yeah. Okay, I can't go down that rabbit hole.
So
right
what
now.
do you so relationships, friendships, relationships, what do you guys what is the thing that you notice that can like draw people into your sphere?
I don't know, dude. I think of like fraternal relationships, like when Obi-Wan says to Anakin in episode 3
I'm Zenben. I am
on
Zenben.
Mustafar, he says,
Of course.
"We were brothers, Anakin. You were supposed to destroy the dark side, not join them."
That
And
is
he
not
says
at
it
all
just
how
like
says it.
he says
Not
it
at all.
exactly
He
like
gives
that,
like
and I
kind
think,
of
oh,
a kind of a
I
coy
am
wink.
Zenben. That is
yeah,
not
yeah.
how
He
it says
winks at him. Oh, hello there. I don't think you should try this. I've got the high ground.
it. I am Zenben. I am
In that
Zenben.
scene, he delivers exactly like that. No, I've been waiting to say that for like 5 minutes. I think I can't remember the statistic, so I don't want to say like a number, but an alarming group of men. I think the majority of men in our culture don't have any close friends.
Yeah. What's Mulaney's joke about Jesus in the like 12 disciples?
That's
Is
right.
that the biggest miracle is that he like found 12 adult friends?
That's a great joke.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I think I don't really know what to say other than there are some people who who get it and they understand the importance of it and they'll make the effort. And I think understanding the importance of it is a big thing. Like when friendship to us, like you're talking about community, I think a lot of us view friendship as a nice bonus thing to life or like an enjoyable part of life.
Yeah.
But really, friendship and community is actually a non-negotiable necessity for human thriving.
Yeah.
I think that's probably like, so to answer your question, I don't know. What do? I don't do a great job, but I know that I just text people when they're on my mind.
Well, I meant like what is like an interest that you find sparks that?
Oh, yeah, dude. Well,
I mean,
Yeah.
like obviously like comic books and movies,
Mhm.
there's like a low level. I think there's a low level community just even with this like podcast,
sure.
and I hope that it grows into something more. But there's like a low level interest where you go, you saw that movie, you read that comic book, whatever.
Yeah.
Like you get to talk about it, but that's not genuine community. It's like you're scratching the surface of what
yeah. So you're
being
saying
in a
like,
community is.
what are the ways that I notice people scratching the surface?
Yeah, or
Yeah,
your
yeah,
personal experience, or
You know, I mean, obviously with me, a lot of it is when I find out that somebody's like serious about their faith.
Mhm.
That's a big one. Or when I find out, genuinely, when I find out somebody else is interested in Marvel movies. I was over at our friend's house, and our friends had, my friend Kalina, she had her sister and brother-in-law over as well. And we know my friend Kalina and Andrew really well. We spent a lot of time with them. We know their in-laws, Hannah and David. We know them, but we don't spend that. We've spent maybe 3 or 4 times we've hung out with them.
yeah,
And so me and David are like building a rapport. And then he's like this like 6'4" gigantic cop. So we have like very little in common in terms of like professional. I'm like,
Yeah.
yeah, I pray for people. He's like, I chased down a fugitive that was carrying 5 pounds of meth the other day. And it was before Fantastic Four came out, and
And you were like, I prayed for that meth guy, actually. He was out in church.
and I all of a sudden somehow randomly Superman or Fantastic Four came up, and me and David deep dove for like 20 minutes because he was like really interested in the Fantastic
Yeah.
Four lore, and I was like, I can't talk about this anymore, or I'm going to become rude.
Right.
Like in terms of like, I'll shut out the rest of the entire
Yeah.
party for the next 2 hours to tell you like my thoughts about Fantastic Four and hear yours.
I do, Kate. I remember there's a party. I think I've told this story before, but we went to a party and I didn't know anybody. It was like one of her mom's friends that like we got kind of a pity invite to, and then like I was talking with a group of guys the entire time, like 2.5 hours. And Kate was like, "How did you like? Do you know those people? Like, how did you talk to them for so long?" And I go, "Oh, that guy had a Mariners hat on," and like we talked about the Mariners for 2+ hours.
I have my friends. I haven't branched out in a while. But if my social battery is pretty charged up, I will find the one weirdo and I will become obsessed with like, what do you got, man? Tell me about your life.
Yeah.
Like, and I will just like, even if he doesn't want to
Yeah.
talk about it, I'm like, dude, we are talking about this right now.
I do
You're a curious little cat.
I do think the kind of the faith background, I think is something that I find that I can make a connection with people. I was talking to a guy at Single Hill when we were doing trivia, and I generally like when I reference things. I mean, the reality is that a ton of people our age have some sort of faith background, right? Whether
Yeah.
it's like evangelical or not.
Yeah.
But I am generally like, oh, do you have like some sort of faith background? And if they say yes, then I like if they're about my age, I kind of know. It's funny, like I kind of know like what they went through as like a kid,
yeah.
as far as like
Yeah.
what they're allowed, like
Yeah.
things that they have experienced, what they were allowed to watch, what they weren't allowed to watch, right?
Yeah.
Like
Harry Potter?
right,
Absolutely not.
exactly. My
Yeah.
friend Lane in Chicago, like we first connected because we were like kids of the 90s with parents who listened to Dr. James Dobson. And so it was like, you're not allowed to watch Rugrats. You're not allowed to watch Harry Potter, right?
Pokemon is
Pokemon's
pocket devils.
yeah, exactly.
demons.
It's a non-starter. But I like
Did you guys have you can't go to the movie theaters?
that was early on until the Phantom Menace when my dad was like, I'm gonna take them to watch Star Wars. And it was mostly like they didn't do it because they didn't want my grandparents. This is not a great like Roberts thing, but it was like, we're gonna take you guys to the arcade. You cannot tell Grandma and Grandpa Roberts. Like they think that that's grooming you for gambling, which is true because I do love the casino now. They were correct. No, they're not correct because I don't like slot machines. And now that there's not physical tickets rolling out of arcade games,
It does nothing
It's
for
a
you.
it
little-
does nothing for
It's
me.
a card. Beep.
Listen, I hate it. Yeah, they go, you won the jackpot, and you see like the ticket number go up immediately.
Yeah.
There's nothing exciting.
You want to
like,
hold the 100
Dude,
tickets in your hand.
even
Imagine
when I
how
was
billionaires must feel
when they
All
do
of
that
their
with
money is digital.
hundreds. They go, this was so much better when I could Scrooge McDuck this thing. Like
now all my money's in assets.
the boring.
It's non-liquid.
There was a game that my brother and I used to play, and we're talking not when Russell and I were like 7 and 8 years old. We're talking when Russell and I were 15, 18, into the early 20s. And we still play it when he takes his kids to the arcade. But you have to keep the bubble in between these, in between the line, and it's going up and down, and then towards the end, you're like working the bubble back and forth, and then at the end it gets like super jittery,
Yeah.
and as soon as it goes out, you lose, whatever. If you can make it all the way to the end, you win the jackpot. And there's multiple times, we're talking 100, 200 tickets. There's multiple times where you step back and you go, it's making the noise, it's spitting out tickets, and you go,
Yeah.
everybody's looking at you. You go, yeah, I did it. I won the jackpot. I'll take 3 army guys. That's, like it's
I'll take 3 army guys and a vampire
the
teeth.
prize is not. Yeah, exactly. The prizes are never worth it, right? Like, but I want to go for it. So, where was I at? Hiding things and being shameful
Not
about
being
things that are
yeah.
not actually sinful or bad, right?
Yep.
Inherently bad.
Inherently bad. You just can't tell your grandparents that we went to the movie theaters. But you make that connection with kids that also had, or people who
Adults.
had childhoods like that, where they go, yeah, we weren't allowed to tell my grandparents that we went to the high school dance, right? Like that's that sort of stuff. But I was able to like reference Apologetics, which is a terrible Christian band that changes lyrics of secular songs into Christian lyrics.
I have never heard that before. How have I not?
I don't know, but it's great. Listen, the big one was from 2001 or 2003, right? The one that I always sing is the Papa Roach song. It's a parody on Last Resort. It's Weird Al Yankovic, but like not funny and kind of sad. So it's Last Resort, but the song title
how can we
is
Destroy Art.
Life Restored.
Yeah.
Okay, you guys know the Papa Roach song.
Yeah.
The Apologetics lyrics is plug my life into Jesus. I'm gonna sing it just a little bit. Ben, you have to everybody you have
If
to
you
know,
don't know the original Papa Roach song.
but I gotta get you somewhat close to it.
Okay.
Okay.
This is a good week to do it because I am Zen Ben this
Yeah,
week.
exactly. Plug my life into Jesus. This gets my life restored. Such a cakewalk, no brainer. Don't need to fuss if I call him my savior. So, listen,
Jesse,
as
that
11-year-old
is-
Jesse, I did dig it. I was into it.
That is 100% the best singing I've ever heard you do.
Well, you get into that. So the other song though
You
that
are
I
very
got
red,
I got to reference was this is the story of a girl, right?
Yeah.
They changed it to and her tears drown the whole world. This is
I don't
the
think
story
Ben is
of
familiar with this song. A lot of these songs
you
were
do.
flash in the pan, famous for
Sing
like 10
it.
minutes.
Sing it. I'm Zen Ben this week. Let's do it.
This is the story of a girl. Drown the whole world.
I have no idea what that is.
Something.
Well, she looks so sad.
But
in
she's
photographs.
fine.
Yeah.
Together.
You know it.
Oh,
Yeah.
I didn't know it.
Do you not know that?
No.
You know the song.
I was
Darius,
2
you
years
know.
old in 2000.
No, I know the song. It's like an alt rock song.
like
from
one-
Anyway,
2000.
They changed it to "This is the story of a squirrel," and it's a song about Noah's Ark because the tears drown the whole world. Anyway, I got to all that to say, I got to connect with these people that like I'm doing trivia. I had this idea that I'm like, I want to play these songs because I want people to share with how terrible this is. But you have to like name the original song, right? Like,
Yeah.
so anyway, I was pitching this to like one of the bartenders, and that's when I asked if he had a faith background, and he was like, "Yeah, I do." And I was like, "Have you ever heard of apologetics?" And he goes, "It's so crazy that you brought that up because I just went down like like a YouTube rabbit trail." And so it was super funny, and you made that immediate
Yeah.
surface level connection, but it's not even just
Yeah.
surface level. It is like a little bit deeper because you're channeling something that is of deep interest to you or of like a genuine experience from the past.
Well, I
It's-
would say especially when you can tap into something that people have a shared childhood experience with.
Yeah.
That definitely is deeper because it like you don't usually when you're just hanging out with people be like, "Hey, what's a crazy memory from when you were 5?" Or what's a really weird thing that happened to you when you were 12? That's
I mean, you do that when you're 16.
how did you almost die when you were
that's
5?
probably true.
I
I
too
do
almost
that.
drowned.
I love to ask people about their parents and their family of origin, and people are you always like, why are we
And their
talking
country
about
of
this?
origin.
I
Dude,
don't ask them about their
that
country of origin. I
actually-
just guess.
That
Ecuador?
Oh, I thought you were playing Dean Cain for a second.
that actually is that's actually
you're
super funny
channeling.
because I think as pastors and also my like personality, I just love talking about your experience. Like I
Yeah.
want to hear about all those things. And for me, like nothing is really off limits because especially like as a like preaching, you learn pretty quickly that you're like, I'm going to share this thing, and even if it may be embarrassing or whatever, it can be helpful, right? And so when you're sharing that stuff, it's ironic when I share it to strangers, not a big deal at all. Like they go, I don't know you at all. Why would I tell you my deepest, darkest secret? I'm like, that's the easiest person to tell it to. I know that's a where I fall short. Because it should be the opposite. But anyway, I ask questions and sometimes you get that response where it's like, I don't know. Like if I'm ready to like share that, you go, oh, my bad. I thought we were just having like a fun conversation here.
Yeah. Yeah, I did recently see a comedian also say, and this is a really much more rare thing for me, but I saw a comedian say like, I can't be serious with people until I know we can like riff together. Like that. He was like, if we can like riff and do a bit, or like I can start doing a character and they'll just like go with it. And they know we're like in the middle of a spontaneous sketch. He's like, if I know we can do that, we can joke. He goes, then we can go as deep as we want, which that's sad because that's like 500 people on the face of the planet that are going to do that with you.
Yeah.
But that is a special thing for me when I meet somebody like that was like with you and with Alex Tillman. That was like this magical thing. Just imagine having like 3 13 to 15-year-olds that all just grow a youth group together, but they all will like riff together.
Yeah, we're all dedicated to riffing with each other.
Like
dedicated to the riff.
Dedicated to the riff.
Yeah, married to the riff.
Autobiography.
And so that's when you really think about that, that's actually a crazy thing.
Yeah.
Of like how many people never meet like somebody they can
and I
have
think
that kind of banter with until they like go to college to study acting.
I think
like,
moving
these are my
around.
people.
I think moving around, I found that like it was really difficult, and even inside of like I had people at church that I love and are still friends and still talk with them, but like not the same level of humor and not the same level of like riffing. And
It's
even
crazy.
even inside of like the comedy clubs, like I have like one friend where we like still talk and like can riff with each other.
Yeah.
But it was like Chicago's a very large city, and I found like one person who will like actively do bits with me.
Yeah.
And like keep up.
This reminds me. So, I was rewatching some clips from No Way Home, and one scene that Malia always had a problem with. No Way Holmes, and one thing he had a problem with, and so one scene that Malia didn't like, or she thought like didn't make sense to her, was when the 3 Spider-Men were about to go back into battle, and they had this all banter. They've been kind of talking, and then Andrew turned. He's like, "Wait, I love you guys," and they're like, "Okay, cool," and that never made sense to her, and she thought that was dumb. And I was like, when I saw that, I was like, that makes perfect sense.
Yeah.
I don't know. Like but there have been times, even if
it's
it's
a very male, that's like a very male dude moment.
Yes. Well, exactly. So like there have been people that I've met, a few people that right away we are on the same stupid wavelength.
Yeah.
We're operating at the same stupid frequency.
Yeah.
And it's just like, oh, it's me and you. We're the same. And it's just
same.
we've clicked like this, you know? And so when I saw that scene, it just reminded me of those times where I built friendships like right away.
Yeah.
I was like, I think we're really gonna get along, me and you.
So I think so. I think I maybe set it up to be kind of a negative thing, but I don't think it's a negative thing. I think that you need those things, and I think it's important to have those spread throughout your day, right? Where you're like making those little micro connections with people.
That's why I'm always microaggressing people. Because you never know when a microaggression
turns into a micro connection.
A micro connection.
But like it's for me, I get like I get
quick,
these little boosts.
That's pretty much the who Peacemaker is.
That's really funny.
I've been rewatching
That's
some of
really
it in the podcast. a bunch of microaggressions to make a micro connection is that show.
That's really funny.
Yeah, like I think so throughout the day you make those little connections, and I think it is like it's a boost in your day. Like it kind of like keeps you going, where you go, I ran into somebody who like listen, the Bloodsport shirt that I wear.
Oh yeah.
Whenever I'm out, and like it doesn't happen all the time, but when somebody's like, what a sick movie, I'm like, yeah, it is a sick movie. You're right. Like now you and I potentially can be friends, right? Like that's it never turns into any like genuine relationship, but it does give me something throughout my day that I'm like, that was a fun connection.
Is that why most of your wardrobe is graphic T-shirts?
Dude, yeah.
There's a reason.
Because you want this hat, right? Turkey and the Wolf. It's a sandwich shop in New Orleans. When I was in Chicago, someone was like, Turkey and the Wolf, what a great restaurant. I was like, yes, it is. You're correct.
Yes, it is, Craig. It's funny, the Zoomers don't wear the graphic tees, and they'll never understand how graphic tees were the most important thing that you could wear in 2008.
Dude, and like also too the I want to know when it like really started. Like no one was wearing like a Taco Bell t-shirt or something. Like you go to Target, and there are like corporation references that you go, I want to buy that Taco Bell shirt. I want to buy whatever.
It had to have started a Hot Topic, and it probably was between 2000 and 2003.
Yeah. Other than like a clothing item store where you go, you just had Nike logo.
Yeah.
Right. Like other than something like
Abercrombie.
that.
Yeah.
Yeah. But now it's like, I'm going to buy whatever t-shirt to support a corporation. I was talking about the other day, like I have this like Golden Harvest t-shirt that I want to buy. And it's like if someone recognizes like Golden Harvest,
it's going to be big deal.
It's going to be amazing. And I wear it as a beacon to say, hey, if you're out there, it's just me reporting continuously on the same channel to hope that another living being.
Your Optimus Prime. If you're out there calling all nerds, we are here. We are ready.
watching. Yeah, I am here watching Sammo Hung videos.
To those who love Chow Yun Fat, Sammo Hung, Bruce Lee, Jackie Chan, we're ready.
We're ready. The VHS is paused and primed. But okay, so what do you like? When do you take it to the next level? Because I think like this is something that I struggle with. I was just talking to these people. It's called the Link program, and we're gonna have some special needs students come into Northtown twice a week, starting in September, to help out and to do like give them vocational training, but also just to like have them in the community. And it's like an amazing thing. And I was telling them, I was like, I love that you guys have a passion for this. And like for me, I think about community as a whole, and like Northtown provides a space, and I have the space for you to do whatever community thing you want to do. I can provide the space for you in the platform, but I don't have time as an individual to give every single like passion. Every single thing that you're passionate about or cause. You go on social media, everybody's got their cause. Yeah. They go, why isn't everybody doing this cause? It's because everybody else has their cause. Yeah, so I can't dedicate my time to every single cause. Mm-hmm. And so that's why I love these people.
Plus, I don't agree with every cause.
Well, you don't agree with every cause, but we're trying to keep it positive here, Ben.
Zen Ben. Zen Ben.
But you're passionate about doing something. You're building a community. Let Northtown just be the space, and like I will support you in that way. Community, I think, is the same way. Friendship, Facebook friends, right? It's like this is the like classic old adage. You got a million Facebook friends, but like none of them are actual friends.
Right.
I think you've got a ton of acquaintances, and I think it's a lot of fun to have a lot of acquaintances to see people. You go into church on a Sunday and you hit. I'm like the king of like 30-second chats, right? My wife hates it. She wants like one good conversation and like that's it. But I'm we go 10 minutes before church. That's what I'm here for, right?
Yeah,
That's what I am here for. I'm gonna hit 15, 20 different people, and then
You're gonna break a record. How many people can I say hi to before the countdown ends?
And I think that that's important. But I think churches
worship.
I think churches kind of like lean into this too, where you go, all right, you got a big gathering where you get this communal worship experience, but that's not enough. You need to go into your small groups, right?
Mhm.
And it's kind of interesting as I'm just talking out loud about this. I think a lot of churches kind of introduce people with like interest-based groups, and I think they're doing exactly what we're talking about. You go, all right, you like off-roading? We're doing an off-roading small group, and then, funnily enough, sometimes those turn into non-off-roading small groups, right?
Yeah.
And then they just are hanging out and like their kids are growing up together and all that stuff.
Mhm.
Yeah.
But
Off-roading becomes unloading all your problems.
how many
Oh, dang.
people? I mean, you got to give that to the next off-roading small group. How many people should you have? I mean, we'll take it back to MySpace. I mean, should you have a top 8? Should you have a top 16?
Mhm.
Is there a point
great
of a top
question.
32?
Who's
I
in
don't
your
know if
top
you guys make my
64?
top 8.
Do you have
Yeah.
time for top 128?
Right. Well, I think that's the thing because
What
I
do you
think
do with your top 256?
I think there's tiers, and I don't think that you have to physically go through and see who's in each friendship tier.
Yeah.
But you have to like.
No, and rank them like movies.
Well, yeah,
Rank 'em
right.
Like
Well,
movies.
check us out on the next episode where we'll rank Jesse's top 100 friends. Tim Massing in Chicago versus
Everyone wants to
Riley
know,
Wilkinson.
Where does Casey Bisconner fall?
Listen, Casey is very
In the
high up there.
30s.
She's a regular trivia team member. She is party
I'm
host.
not asking
So,
it. Oh, man.
li-
I'm gonna
well,
ask you to-
listen,
The upset
I'm gonna
is
rank them. I mean, if you want me to rank them, I'll rank them.
The upset is when Casey Bisconner beats Darius.
What have you done for me lately, Darius? No.
The Bisconners
so-
helped me remodel my home.
Yeah. But yeah, you don't have time for it all, right? You don't have time to have 100 like
Yeah.
close community people.
Yeah.
I think, I don't know.
I mean, I think that you just have to have people that are family and then people that are friends and
Yeah.
then people that are acquaintances and
I also
then
think-
people that are community at large. And you have to care about all of them, but you have to make boundaries for your own time because
Yeah.
you're bound by time and space
Yeah.
about how you interact with
I think-
each person. And that's
I think
just
that's good. Like,
tricky.
I think that there are definitely seasons of life where you go, oh, these people like in our church community like had whatever, and you may not be like great friends with them, or you
Yeah.
hear about like somebody from the coffee shop like that you're a regular at like is moving or something, and you're like, I can give up 45 minutes of my day and like
Yeah.
help move some boxes or whatever. Like,
Yeah.
Well,
that's
not you specifically.
not me.
Your shoulder.
I'm not gonna like do. Yeah, I'm not gonna do it, but you could.
You hear your
you
shoulder.
know, but I think, I love that. Like, I think that you have to just like kind of have boundaries, and essentially you kind of know and learn who has like the least amount of boundaries, right? Like
Mhm.
there's probably a small group of friends that if they called at 2 a.m.
Yeah.
and we're like, S-word's hitting the fan right now, you go, no
Yeah.
problem, I'll be there.
Yep.
Like, and I don't think, just as a side note, it doesn't have to be family. I think
Yeah.
that
When
your family could. No, I just
Jesse
I
hates
know
his
I
family.
know what you meant, but I wanted to.
No, that's a great clarification.
Your family can be in the bottom tier if you want, where you go, listen,
Sometimes.
it turns out I have time, so I am having a hard time coming up with an excuse. I'll be there. Or your family can be like the tightest knit group there is.
Mhm.
I do think you have to be intentional though in building community, especially like, I've been like what you were saying, you haven't really like branched out. And if you have your like tight knit group, then that's fine. Like you don't actually need to branch out, right? It's like kind of hard to introduce somebody into the tight knit group or like all of that stuff. But
It's just hard to like, I don't know, a lot of work.
you also have a kid, like a brand new
Yeah.
baby. I was thinking about this.
There's
Like
caveats specifically to all of these things. There are caveats
Yeah.
for people with
It's a-
children
it's
under
a very
5.
big conversation. But I
Yeah.
was thinking too about like my grandparents. They're all in their like bad health moments right now,
Mhm.
and all the family is like doing more to like support them, and like lawns are getting mowed or whatever.
Yeah.
But like my grandpa Roberts like mowed everybody's lawn for like 20 years
Wow.
in a row. Now he was like retired and had the time. But they also did a crazy amount of stuff for the church. I'm like, there's a certain level where like some people from their home church need to be like, oh, like Ron and Sandy, Gene and Ray, like they did so much for us over the past 15 years. Like
Yeah.
we can totally, or bare minimum, we can send our kid over to like mow their lawn. Like that's
Yeah.
like, there really should not be an area where they're lacking because of how much like community they have
Yep.
served over the time.
Yep.
Anyway,
Well, I mean, that should be, again, there's these things. These things are hard, and the fact that they're hard is.
I'm not
because
saying
we're
that that's
all-
not happening. By the way, I was just saying
Shit.
like
Well,
this
I don't
is
do
just
it.
an example that I'm like, oh, this is where like a community at large
Yeah.
can be like, hey, we're gonna come to, even if you're not hanging out with my grandparents on a regular basis, you're like, we can come together and, or this is really stupid, but like it's not stupid, but when like someone's like an important person dies or something, or even
When a
or even
non-important
when
person dies.
non-important person dies. No, when an important person gets born, you just like you jump on the casserole list and you go, yeah, like we'll drop off casseroles, like and you got the meal train going, and now that person only has to worry about grieving. They don't
Yeah.
have to worry about putting together dinner. Like that's
Yeah.
like that's a perfect like low level community thing. That's like
Yeah.
makes a pretty big impact, I think.
Yeah. I think
Unless your food sucks.
Well, there's that too. You go, it's the thought that counts.
Well,
Well,
when-
your dogs need food too. So
that's one of the things that you. That's really funny. That's a really great line. That's one of the things that. The bad food is such a perfect like little example because it's like if someone does their best and their best is like a casserole with a bunch of gross frozen stuff thrown into it and it just isn't good, but like that's their best and
Yeah.
they're part of your community, then that's one of the ways that you're like, oh man, okay, well, this is the best that I have right now in my moment of hurting. And that's okay because it's
Yeah.
from this person in my community who gave me their
Yeah.
best. Is it
Yeah.
what I wish I had tonight while like I don't have anything else? No. But is it what I have yet? And that there's just so many different like things there. And I hope everyone, like our goal as a church is always when people always say this, like when someone's hurting, when someone's grieving, we make a meal train and we have people who like ask, what do you want? Because we want you to
Yeah,
make like
right.
tell us what you want now
Right.
before you get like too long into this process, as hard as that sounds, because we want you to eat well.
when you become a church member, you
Write
need
down
to fill
your
out what your
favorite
preferred
foods.
meal train
That
is,
is dark.
Yeah.
because you never know when an emergency happens, and you
Yeah.
don't want to be thinking about meal planning
Yeah.
when someone has a heart attack at night. We've got it on file for you. No
Yeah.
worries.
I'm
But
surprised.
the real beautiful
you
thing
want PF
too-
Chang's takeout? Done.
For the
But-
first week of my daughter being born, we had like Chipotle,
Yeah.
Dickies, Mod,
Yeah.
a
Yeah.
lot of that, and then we got into the frozen stuff.
And that's something too that you want to know your strengths as someone who's serving,
Yeah.
and buy a $30 Chipotle card, if
Just for
cooking-
me right now.
if cooking's not
I had a rough
your-
day yesterday. Just give me Chipotle.
if cooking's not your game, $30 Chipotle card.
It's great. Yeah.
If you don't have 30 extra dollars, like go mow a lawn. Like there's things to do.
Yeah. But all that to say, it's really it's really a beautiful thing of like it's messy but it comes together, and it also is it's a beautiful thing to have a not to have an overwhelming like burden that burns you out, but to have
Yeah.
a burden in your community, a burden
Yeah.
to serve and a burden to give and a burden to be present. Those are all things that you're not always excited about them
Yeah.
the day before you have to do them, but they're going to bring fulfillment in your life. And also, it's worth it to say that like Christian people who are genuine Christian people, we also have like a in some ways a double burden because God is asking us to build community inside our church, and also I think it's 1 Peter 3, he says make sure that you're hospitable, and the Greek word means make sure that you are a lover of guests. Or
Yeah.
in other words, like make sure that you're a lover of outsiders who have yet to become insiders.
Yeah.
So there's also this onus that's on us. That's funny.
Onus
That's on
is
us.
on us. That's a sermon title.
That's really funny. There's also this responsibility that's on us to have two communities, one
Yeah.
that is inner and one that is outer, where we're intentionally making space in our lives for people who are
Yeah.
on the outside and feel like outsiders in life and are
Yeah.
on the fringe of life. And so it's a lot and it's heavy, and there's no like prescriptive right answer. But
I think couple things, and let's end with this nice little bow. This has been a fun conversation with minimal comic book talk. So
you're
for
welcome.
those of you, Casey, I almost said Casey McCabe, Bisconnor, Casey girl, who, good point. We talked a lot about comic books.
Her favorite phrase
You're
is
welcome.
Casey's famous catchphrase is "It's clobbering time."
And to those of you who have been here expecting only comic books, know that there's more to life.
And
although
her
I will
favorite-
be buying more comic books
And
today.
her favorite Superman quote is "Shit."
Oh, Ben, there's no point for that vulgarity.
And her favorite Obi-Wan Kenobi quote is "nothing," because everything he says in the prequel trilogy is so bad.
I think I quote him fairly
Zendak.
frequently.
I am Zen.
You've done that yourself.
You've already done that yourself. You've done that yourself.
The best acting move in that entire movie is the Padawan that takes a step away from Anakin when he realizes that he's not there to help. Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
And
Anyway,
then the way Ewan McGregor acts, great performance. Gently touches his chin and strokes his
it's
mustache.
like eating popcorn like he's just watching a movie. He goes, oh,
Yeah.
heartbreaking.
I see you've been killing younglings.
Here's the bow that we're going to put on it. I think all levels of community are good and needed. The surface level where you're making connections on references or similar interests, you want to go watch, like in Chicago, I went to the Seahawks bar to watch Seahawks games.
Nice.
And
That's
like,
really cool.
it's so dumb, honestly. Like to think about it, you go, these people are all from Washington, and isn't that fun? And yeah, it is. And they play Macklemore when we score a touchdown, and it's a fun experience. And they've got this chocolate chip cookie that is baked in a skillet that is really, really sweet, but out of this world.
Jesse's
Delicious.
Do they have the Seattle dog there?
They do have the Seattle dog there. Cream cheese.
Border
it's
collie. Oh,
disgusting, but it's
a
there.
rescue, actually.
No, it's not.
So you've got those, and those are really important. And I think like give you little spurts of like energy and kind of enthusiasm
Little
throughout the
squirts
day.
of it.
Yeah, exactly. But the Mexican bottle kind of made with real cane sugar. That's
healthier.
kind of it's better for you. And then you have like your mid tier, right? Where you're gonna do some stuff for them. You're expecting to see them at 3 or 4 parties throughout the year, whatever.
Yeah.
I have a lot of those friends, and I'm like, I really like hanging out with you. And honestly, I like hanging out with you 3 or 4 times a year. Like we probably are not making the effort to like have dinners or whatever.
Yeah.
And then you've got like your inner circle. And you have to decide what it means to make time for each of those people, because I think you have to be healthy. But here's the other thing, and I want to talk about this too. in the future, and we've mentioned it, but what is self-care and what is selfishness?
Ooh, that's a good.
I
that's
think
a good.
that, and I think when we talk about community, you really have to like toe this line where you go, I'm getting burnt out and I can't be like serving these too many people on the fringes. And also too, like your real close friends, they're not going to ask too much of you, right? But also sometimes seasons are like, you've got a rough 3 or 4 month season that you're just like, hey, we're in it. But I think in our culture today, it's like, well, that doesn't really like work into my schedule. And you're like, you can give up 2 hours of your Saturday
Well,
to
I would
like
just say,
help out the community.
I would just say, like, if you want to be selfish, be selfish and own it.
Yeah.
And I would tell you, like, do it. Just do it if that's what you want to do. But be willing to recognize when it makes you feel alone and depressed. Because eventually it will. And I'm not saying that to be mean. I'm just saying, like, I genuinely, the reason that I would encourage people to make time, and not for narcissists, not for people who are always going to drain you, not for people who are trying to manipulate you, but with healthy boundaries, to make time to do things for people that you don't want to do.
Yeah.
It's because it's going to enhance your life. It just 100% is. It's going to be more fulfilling. Even if it hurts, it's going to be more fulfilling. That's why I want the best for you. But if you're not going to do it, please at least be willing to admit to yourself that it has negatively impacted you when it does.
When it does. I think there's definitely times that you need rest, and we'll get into this. There's definitely times that you need rest, but you don't need rest every single, like, you know what I mean? Or if it like kind of messes up with what your like normal schedule is or whatever.
Yeah.
There's a difference between rest and selfishness, and rest
for sure.
gives you more energy to like theoretically serve the people who you love.
Yeah.
And selfishness drains you, and sometimes it looks strikingly similar until you, like what Darius was saying, until you feel the effects.
Yeah.
Well, can I mention something real quick? I was thinking back to Casey Bisconnor. So they were filming Spider-Man Brand New Day. And look at these set photos, dude. Tell me that's not Spider-Man.
That is fun.
This one's so sick. That's all the people just there watching the set. And then here.
This is a complete side note. His thighs are huge. He's a short guy, so he's got thick legs, but geez, he doesn't look like a teenager anymore.
Look at him actually. That's so.
Yeah.
Oh, that looks awesome. So they asked John Watts, like, well, hey, what's your advice for like the new guy? And he said, it doesn't look good when someone is just swinging on a rope. You think you're going to do it, then you're like, oh, we're going to do it practical. It's boring, and it looks dumb. And then look at this. Tell me that's not Spider-Man, dude.
Yeah.
Well,
and like,
I mean, to be fair to John Watts, I think people like this post that you're showing us, I'm so glad he didn't listen to John Watts, is a little bit ignorant because this is not footage from the movie.
Wow, true.
This is someone on a camera recording them filming. We don't know how it will look on screen. I hope it looks awesome, and I'm excited about it. But that's a little unfair to John Watts.
But okay. Also, yes, I get that. But also the excitement that this is bringing. Like I was telling Jesse about this one. I wonder if we can hear it. No, I don't think we can. Oh yeah. The second he's watch. Everyone's like cheering for him, like the second he swings by.
Yeah,
that's real community right there.
And that's what we're talking about. You know, Spider-Man bringing us together.
Yeah.
All right, that's it for New Way Stories. Go out, be in community, and you know, you can listen to us every week. Generally, like us, subscribe us,
comment us, email us. Darius is wrong.
NewWayStories at Gmail. NewWayStoriesPod at gmail.com. And yeah, thanks guys. We'll see you next week.